StormWatch number 8, written by Paul Jenkins, art by Ignacio Calero. We left off last issue with the gravity miners coming to our dimension and starting to tear apart the world at Chernobyl. And this issue just picks up pretty much right from there. So the engineer, Jack Hawksmoor, and Martian Manhunter are all talking inside the brain of like their ship, because why not? And basically they just recount, okay, gravity miners, different dimension here because in Chernobyl they made some graviton or something like that accidentally during the meltdown. Regardless, apparently Martian Manhunter knows this all comes from some ancient Daemonite legend, and way back thousands of years ago, the Daemonites went to go like seed their seed across an entire galaxy, and they figured the fastest way to get there was to make that graviton. But when they did, the gravity miners showed up, and then in, I think they said 9 days, they destroyed the planet, and within 90 days, they destroyed a third of the galaxy. So, you know, not cool guys. Also, their name is the Chryszyrr, Chryszyrr, but it just translates to gravity miners, so I'm just going to call them that. So anyway, Martian Manhunter's like, oh, they have no ethics or morality. They're beyond our comprehension. They're truly something beyond us. And so Engineer's like, all right, well, tell us what we can do here. And Martian Manhunter basically says the Daemonites repelled them away thousands of years ago, apparently. So maybe this ship, which is a Daemonite ship AI, has the info that we need for that. So Engineer says she's going to get to work. Meanwhile, Jack gets on the phone with Midnighter and Jenny Quantum, asking how things are down there, and the answer is not good. They're setting up an invasion point at the middle of the Ukraine, and we get a nice little conversation here between Midnighter and Jenny, basically boiling down to, okay, what are we going to do here? And Jenny sets up this long scientific thing, and then Midnighter's like, all right, cool, as long as we can get Apollo out, it's all good. And Jenny's like, you like him, don't you? And Midnighter's like, he's a good teammate, and we are trusted allies. And he's like, no, you like him. That's fine, like there's no problem with that, but me being a super smart 12-year-old girl, I don't think I'm ever going to have that, so enjoy it, I guess. And Midnighter just shrugs it off and then says, all right, well, I don't understand why, with all of this going on, you want to talk about boys, but hey, you do you. So then we cut back to Engineer, who's still messing around with the brain of the ship. And, of course, the ship, being a Daemonite who hates all of them, is talking crap to the Engineer, saying, like, even if I had that information, I wouldn't give it to you, because if all life is wiped out, that is within the Daemonite code or whatever. And Engineer's like, yeah, no, I get it. You're not going to give me that. But here's the thing. That's not the info I was looking for. Instead, I was probing your brain trying to find the location of all the Daemonite homeworlds. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload this and just kind of point the gravity miners in that direction. And the Daemonite's just like, son of a bitch. All right, fine. I'll help. So they hold a meeting. They basically say, all right, here's what the plan's going to be. We got to go down in there. Jenny's going to plant some sort of mathematical bomb, which, okay, just my own little aside here, they repeatedly say the Goldbach conjecture, which is just a thing that has to do with prime numbers and has nothing to do with quantum entanglement at all, but for some reason they keep on saying that it's going to be enough to kill these guys. It bothers me, but whatever. It's like the equivalent of like those hacking scenes where it's like, oh, I'm going to jump the firewall and down the mainframe with C, like, you don't know what you're talking about. And this just, for me personally, it got me. So regardless, Martian Manhunter and Jenny are going to go through the portal, plant this bomb, and get Apollo out. But then Midnighter's like, no. I'm the one who has to go in there because, obviously, it's Apollo. But the reason that he gives is that if this doesn't work, Martian Manhunter is the only one who knows anything about the gravity miners. So he's going to be needed around just in case. So they go in, they fire their portal. Jack has the city of Pripyat do something to, like, distract them. I think they make another graviton or whatever. It's whatever. So they jump in there, and very quickly they see Apollo. They make their way, catch him. Jenny plants the bomb, but it requires them going outside like the little safety bubble for a second. So she's like, all right, Midnighter, pull me back in. And Midnighter's like, no, I'm not going to do that. See, here's the thing, Jenny. You have powers that are developing at like super, super big speeds here. Like, you have the ability to blink reality out if you get upset. And I don't think that's good. So I'm just going to leave you here. Bye. And he does. And then he gets back to base holding Apollo. And he's like, oh, we need medical attention for him. I'm so sorry. I tried to save Jenny, but the portal closed too quick and I couldn't get her out. And then Engineer's like, okay, well, she actually showed up here 5 minutes ago. Because they're in a different dimension, everything moves differently, time-wise. So, yeah. So Jenny's sitting there looking pissed off. Engineer and Martian Manhunter have a chat over some tea, basically saying like, so did we beat him? And Martian Manhunter's like, I don't know. Like, time moves differently for them. So yes, we repelled them for right now, but for all we know, they could just show up in our ancient past, and there's nothing we could do about it. So, so then we see Midnighter's looking over after Apollo as he's healing up. Jenny steps up and she's like, you know, you're right. I could turn you into a cockroach right now if I wanted to. And the only reason I don't is because I'm not that type of person, I guess, is what it basically boils down to. I can make my own decisions. Like, you say I'm not socially adjusted, but that's not your call to make. But I did make a decision about you, and you're not going to like it. And the Midnighter's like, what? What decision? Jenny, what decision did you make? And Jenny's just like, ha ha, got you. But she doesn't let on to him. I like this. I like this issue a lot. I thought that the Gravity Miners would be a longer arc than just 2 issues, but I mean, they handled it pretty well. It was just a thing of, okay, this happened, then this happened, and all right, we're done. Where it's just, okay, we repelled the threat. So, yeah, it was fine. It was a fine issue. I think it does, its primary purpose is to set up Jenny and Midnighter a little bit more. Get their, like, what they do on the table. And in that regard, it's fine. Art-wise, it's good. It's. I vaguely remember liking earlier issues more. Like, this doesn't have, like, the same details that first arc, but it's still very good for what it is. So, favorite character is Charlie the Ship, though, 100%. So, overall, I'm going to give this one a 7. I think it's very well done in what it does, but it does still, I don't know, it's just a smaller story. It doesn't feel like any sort of epic, like, oh, yes, this is amazing. It's just, Gravity Miners, whatever they are. So, yeah, I am looking forward to the next issue, and we'll see what StormWatch is up to then.